We are live. Thank you,
Hello.
everyone, for coming. We are going to talk shoes tonight, reselling shoes on eBay. A few tips about what to look for when you're out there, bit of cleaning tips, some postage tips, and some of our sold stuff so you guys can see what they're selling for. So hopefully you guys are keen for that. We'll say a quick hello to everyone in the chat before we get
Kain.
cracking.
Kain like the shoes.
Oh, that was a good one. I see what you
I'll
did
just
there.
leave now.
We'll say g'day to everyone in the chat. If you guys have any questions along the way regarding shoes, please drop them in, or anything else really. Happy to try and answer them for you. So we'll kick on. Murray was first in. Having
With a glass of red.
There
All
we
right,
go.
all right.
Aussie Thrift is in as well.
Hey,
Hello.
Megan.
Denny Carr is here. Hey, Denny. Your
Hi, Mum.
mom's here, so we can get started. That's all that matters. Mad Tata Andy. Thank you, Andy, for popping in. Good to see you. Adam's in. Cody's dropped in. Good to see you, Cody. Thanks for coming by.
Hit me with some shoes.
Okay. Next time I see you. Oh, then she goes, not literally. I'm pretty sure Cara knows as much as we do, so I don't think we'll be teaching
Cara
her
knows
anything.
as much and different.
Yeah, true. Women, she knows better than us for sure.
Oh, yeah. She knows her Prada.
Megan, yeah. Megan's in as well. Captain Op Shop Nerd.
Avast you land lovers. Toby, why are pirates pirates? Because they are.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I think our viewership just went down to 0 after that joke.
Oh.
That was a dad joke and you're not even a dad, so that's impressive. Donna's in. Thank you, Donna. Ken Skeets, how you doing? That was a great video you did today about your Eco, I think it's Eco Pro 2.
Yeah, Brad's been hanging out to see that.
Yeah, I've been interested to see more about that because hopefully we will need one soon. Look, Mom, hustling, Drew's in, and I'm not sure if Sarah's there as well, but thank you guys for coming. Really appreciate it. Let's scroll down. Rob is in.
Rob's
we
here.
We want Chili Willy.
Chili Willy?
I'm not even sure what's going on there. Stay in your own lane has dropped in. Thank you for coming. Kaz the reseller. Oh man.
Oh, there it goes.
Chat just
There it goes.
Why does it do that? Dave C is in as well. Oh, my mom's here, so all right, she gets a pass tonight.
Doesn't count if mums aren't here.
Oz Riley, Sarah, Diary of a Flipper. We're
Diary of a Flipper.
Get straight into something that we got from you today, actually, before we get started on the
Be
shoes.
surprised.
Corin is watching us over on Facebook, so thank you very much. Appreciate you jumping over there.
Shazad just whizzed by.
That's nearly as good as why does Snoop Dogg need an umbrella joke? I don't know if I know that one.
Why does Snoop Dogg need an umbrella?
I don't know.
Please follow up in the chat.
I'm hoping that he's going to answer that. Shazad's here. Thank you, Shazad. Yeah, I love pirate jokes. Leanne's in. Thank you, Leanne, for popping by. I think we've caught up with everyone now, so that is a good start. Thank you, everyone, for popping in. We are going to open this bad boy.
Oh, yeah.
From one of our youngest fans, I would say. So this one is from Eli.
Mr. Eli.
Brad's little man. That kid is bloody cute, if you ask me.
Oh, my God.
So this was actually sent to us on the 24th of April. So, the 24th of March. 24th of March. So this has taken over a month to get to us, and we're starting to wonder where it was. But it finally made it. Georgina's dropped in as well, and Robin B.
Oh, my God.
Thank you for dropping in. Dropping?
Thanks for dropping in.
For drizzle. That's the answer to that joke.
Drizzle.
I like that, Andy. Thank you. Thank you for keeping that one under wraps. Do you enjoy a good
drizzle?
Shit. Well, Jazz is gone for the rest of the night.
Oh, it's good.
All right. We'll read the card last because there's some other goodies in here.
All right.
So Jada has sent us a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
He sent us some Crows cards from 2019 season. See a sneaky little Tom Duday burst there, which is
Where are you showing
I'm just
that?
like off camera. I don't want anyone to see it. That's pretty awesome, and a whole bunch of other sick ones. And then he sent me some rubbish Josh Dunkley. I don't even know what that is. I don't need that.
You boys and your footy
Thank you,
cards.
Flipper. He sent us a couple Diary of a Flipper stickers, which is awesome. I need some of those actually because I want to cover something up pretty shortly.
That's cool.
And I think we've got a little Eli gift here as well. I think we've got a little Eli gift. Oh, we got some footy dudes.
Oh my God, it just keeps
dudes.
on giving.
We've got Sloaney, bloody legend. We've got Smithers. He's all right. He goes all right. And we've got big old Tex Walker. So thank you very much, Jutta. Thank you,
You just
Eli.
threw it on the ground.
I didn't mean to. It kind of jumped. Like the rest of the crows, they jump shit. That's what happens.
Show me.
All right. So we've got a join the dots from little Eli sorting us out. And there's a bee on the back as well, which Jazzy does like bees.
I love bees.
That'll go up on the fridge with the rest of them. There's about 4 up there now. Hey, that's pretty awesome. So thank you, Eli. Really appreciate that. And we'll read out as card from Kain. It's got a whole bunch of bats on there, which is kind of awkward considering the COVID stuff. Dear Brad and Jazz, thought we would make the most of it and send a card from up north. Stay safe in the crazy ass time and hope these sales stay strong. Lots of love, your biggest fan, Coco Jr. Eli.
Coco Jr.
XOXO.
Oh, that card is mad 3D.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if it's going to do it on screen, but that flappy flap. There we go.
Flappy flap.
So thank you very much, Eli. You're a bloody legend. I think you might get it from your parents. So
I've put a pin in Cairns.
Cairns has been
on
pinned.
the map.
So tonight we wanted to talk about shoes because we sell a lot of shoes. We pick up a lot of shoes. We have a lot of shoes in stock. And I think they're probably a category that gets looked over quite a lot. So we wanted to jump into it tonight, try and give you guys some brands that you guys can look out for in the stores, some specific styles within those brands that you can look out for, because it's not a case of every single Asics shoe is going to do well for you, every single, running Merrell shoe is going to do well, or like hiking shoes. It's all very specific. So I think this will help a few people out. We'll talk about some cleaning products that we use and how we ship stuff as well. So we'll get into that. Let's see what we've got. We've got a question.
I'm hoping we learn a few things as well because people will dump their knowledge in the chat, hopefully.
What do you think about beekeeping, Jazz and Brad? My dad and I have got 2 hives and we finally have a bit of honey.
Oh,
Jazz is all about
beekeeping.
I'd
like to have a go at beekeeping.
I like bees, but I don't like being stung by bees.
Around bees. Yeah, I do have a reaction, so.
It's probably not for me, but I appreciate what you guys are doing because it's very important for our ecosystem. So thank you very much for keeping those bees nice and safe and providing us some honey. So what we might do is I've got a couple of screens ready to go for stuff that we've
just a few
actually already sold. So I'm going to see if I can bring up some of these screens.
You already thought you'd closed us, huh?
I thought I might actually, but let's have a look, see if we can get it up.
Oh, it's going to work. It's going to work.
All right. So we want to talk a little bit about running shoes first, which is a category we make some very good money in. Hoka 11 is one of the brands that we sell all the time. So this one here is the Clifton 5. So keep an eye out for Hoka 11. A lot of their range sells quite well, not just the Clifton, but Clifton is one of their better type running shoes. And you can see there that we sold that for $89.95 and we bought it for like $8 to $12 and we sold it within sort of, I think it was a week. So keep an eye out for Hoka. I do have another pair here. This is called the Vanquish, which is another really good Hoka brand. I might drop that screen and bring us back up. So Hoka 11 have a very unique look. They've got this sort of like jagged sole, which is a bit different. Very lightweight running shoe. And with running shoes, you want to be very careful with what you're picking up because often they'll have hot spots on the sole where they're worn through. They'll have some damage potentially on the outer. So you sort of want to be looking for a few things when you're looking at running shoes, any breaks, any holes, any major damage on the inside. So let's go through a bit of what to look for in that because you don't want to just be grabbing any running shoe that you see because there are some key signs. So this one is probably borderline. So you can probably see just on this corner just here, that part has worn down more than the other side. So I probably wouldn't go any less than that. That's probably borderline for us. And that's because that particular runner would strike on that part of their foot when they're running. So another thing that you should be looking for is breaks on the seams through here where toes and the side of your feet might poke through.
You do not want your toes poking through.
And also at the back here, sometimes people's heels wear through this back cushioning. So they're probably 3 key points you want to be looking for on running shoes. Obviously the soles to make sure they're not super dirty or super damaged. often these parts here will start lifting as well, which is another sign of stuff that you don't want to be picking up. So a good way to test a lot of these shoes, these ones don't flex as much.
Cara just said do the bench test.
Yeah, but when we get into the Asics are really good for that. Hokas have a bit more strength through the sole because they're more about the running fluid motion. But keep an eye out for Hoka 1-1. As you saw, comps, $80. In sort of this condition, you'd be looking about $50, $60. And you can see some really nice patterns. So keep an eye out for Hoka 1-1. Really, really good shoe. They do them all across the world. So even the internationals can keep an eye out for them. I know that America, I see them get picked up quite a lot. So keep an eye out for Hoka 1-1.
Every time you say 1-1, I want to say 1-1 was a racehorse.
2-2 was 1-2. So Hoka is the first brand that we want to go through. Really great brand. We don't see them a lot, but they are out there. So keep an eye out for them. There's a few styles that are really good. We're going to go through some comps at the end, so I won't go into too many styles right now because
Gary, you don't see Hoka?
Well, we've only sort of picked up about 5.
Don't see much Hoka.
Let's have a look.
But when we see it, we flip out.
Do the bend test. There you go.
Do the bend.
I've never seen shoes in the wild. Yeah, I think we picked up about 4 or 5 pairs. They're definitely on the rise, Hoka 1-1. So I assume that they'll start becoming more popular as well. So definitely keep an eye out. Me and Gary just don't like people. Just don't hike. They're running shoes. They're not hiking shoes. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Only available in Adelaide. No. Very exclusive. Don't bother looking.
Brad is borderline sports scientist. I did work in a sports store for like 7 years. So I was sort of upskilled at one point.
We said, let's talk about shoes tonight. And I was like, yeah, cool.
But you can make some serious money out of them. So do you do the sniff test? No, I do not do a sniff test.
That's a negative.
I will leave that for somebody else to do. Thank you very much. Flex and compression test is important for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I used to work in a shoe shop. I did 1 week of work experience in a ladies' shoe store. There you go. I like the sniff. That's interesting. I personally know Hokas as a bolo, and I haven't yet found a pair of shoes in Adelaide. Well, that's coming. Probably about our 4th or 5th pair, I reckon. So keep an eye out, definitely. Potatoes. So that's probably the first brand. The next brand we are going to talk about is Asics. Asics are a great brand to keep an eye out for. There's very specific styles within Asics that are worth reselling. Don't just go out and buy every Asics running shoe you see because you'll probably get let down. So I've got another comp up here, which is Elaine's bad boys. Let's get them up on the screen. All right, so you should have those up on the screen. So these are, I think they're women's, these ones. So they look like women's. Yep. Women's Asics Gel Keanu. They do the same range in men's as well.
And they're usually bright.
Yeah, usually pretty bright. Not as bright as the next ones that we have coming up, but Asics Gel Keanus are a very good running shoe. Again, you want to be looking for those hot spots. Those ones there we sold for $69.95, so we'll get rid of that one. We like to pick them up when they are the brighter colors. Size range usually about 7 up. This is actually a 6. That's probably why we still have it. You're on fire with the jokes tonight. Have you been eating that bloody Fruit Loops again?
I'm just feeling punny.
So yeah, Asics Gel Keanu, very good running shoe. They have the arch support, which is good for those people that roll in. You want to be comping them off of the little number that's just there, the C7 or C554N. So they all have a different style code. They will bring you up comps. We will usually pick these up for about $8 to $12, and if they're really good conditions, we've actually paid $20 before. And we will get anywhere from about 50 up to 70, depending on how good they are. And they're definitely worth looking out for. So again, you want to be looking at the same things. If there's any sort of hot spots on the strike pattern, you can do the flex test with these ones to see if there's any sort of cracks or damage on them.
See how bendy it is.
These ones are in pretty good condition. Again, check the heel, check the toe box to make sure there's no sort of splitting. But Asics Gel Keanu, we love picking up. So keep an eye out for those.
Big tick.
Let's see if we go through here. Lockdown has hit Jazz. Definitely is starting to. I found a pair today, $4. There you go, my size.
Oh, you are out of quarantine.
Asics do some
that was a long 2 weeks.
Tennis, badminton, squash shoes. Yeah, yep. We've sold a wide range of stuff in Asics. Jazz loves lockdown. How quickly do Asics shoes sell for you, and internationally or just interstate?
If they're in very, very, very good condition, it's like
usually pretty quick.
If they're not,
depending on size run as well, what colors they are. But we usually won't have them sort of longer than a month and a half with the Asics. We've had those ones a little bit longer because they are a 6, which is like on the lower end of what sells. But definitely Asics Keanu, Asics Nimbus is another very good one, right up there with Keanu's. They're more for a neutral foot that doesn't need that support through the arch. So Asics Keanu and Asics Nimbus, keep an eye out for those because they will make you some money. Try and pick them up for that sort of $10 or less. If they're in really good condition, you can pay a bit more, but just know your margins on that sort of stuff because you don't want to be picking them up for 20 and trying to sell them for 40.
Gary's just got a really good point there that it's pronounced Doritos.
There you go.
If you were wondering.
What? Did you have like 300 shots before you came on here?
No, not 300.
If it bends and snap, is that bad? Look, I wouldn't recommend it. You might be able to sell them as 2 separate shoes if that happens. I'm not really sure. Make something up. I'm sure it'll work for you.
Just put it in the title and description. It's fine.
Thanks for, we just had 50 now, dropped to 49. Must have been your little joke that destroyed that. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Really appreciate everyone coming along. If you guys have any questions along the way, do appreciate it. Sorry, I had to unlurk when I heard the word toe box.
You brought him out.
Thanks for the knowledge on Asics. I needed it. I've seen them so often and have never picked any of them up because I personally never thought that they sell for such good money.
Yeah.
Another one that we don't see very often and is more exclusive is Asics Kinseye. So they were brought out in like Foot Lockers and stuff like that. They're an exclusive range. They look similar to the Asics Keanu, except they've got a bigger gel pad almost all the way around, almost like a Nike 360 almost. So keep an eye out for Asics Kinseye. That's another one that will sell for around $50 to $60. Great shoe to look out for. We'll keep going with the Asics while we're on them. This one here, and this is probably not one of the brighter ones we've ever had, which is probably why it's sticking around. But usually these Asics Noosa Tris absolutely fly for us. So they would go like Asics Noosa Tri 9, 8, 10, etc. Usually these ones are bright as, and these are triathlete shoes. So they use them for running and all that sort of stuff in triathlons, yes. And they like them bright for some reason. So if you ever see a really bright Asics shoe with crazy colors on it, check it out. If it says Gel Noosa Tri, do yourself a favor and look up some comps because Noosa Tris go anywhere from about 45 up to about 69, depending on the style, the size, the condition. Again, the same sort of things. These have a bit tougher sole on them because they are made for a little bit of a cross sport. So they don't tend to wear as much as a running shoe. But again, same sort of spots. You want to be looking at the heel, that edge of the toe box there, the front toe box, and the sole, obviously.
I'm trying.
And again, you can comp off of that little number on the toe on the tag. And that'll help you work out if it's one that's going to go well for you. Take some good photos and you should do quite well with them. I think these are a 6 again. Yep.
Oh, no. I'm going to be very careful with the 6s. They do hang around longer.
So 7 ups. 7 and upwards tend to go really quickly. So I'm just looking at what we've got.
Georgina's saying she loves cleaning dirty shoes.
Yeah, well, that's the thing with shoes as well is sometimes they're going to have a bit of dirt on the sole, but if they're a good brand, they're worth cleaning up. And sometimes when they are dirtier, they don't get marked as high. So you can actually pick them up a bit cheaper. You just have to spend 5 minutes giving them a nice clean up.
Getting the poop off, as Cara says.
And you'll probably make some really good money. Thoughts on cleaning footwear for sale? I do it and I'm obsessive about it. Yep. A lot of people selling them filthy. We try and
sell
clean
some
them up.
that are dirty. Like if it's bad, I'll give it a go. But if I'm listing 20 pairs, like I'm gonna do the bare minimum, really.
Yeah, we try to make them look very good. How many pairs of shoes in your store at the moment?
A metric shit ton.
That is a very good question.
A lot.
I'm just going to search shoes and see what.
I don't think it'll work because I often say like boot or.
Yeah, I can't even. It doesn't tell me how many.
A lot.
But we have a lot. We pick up a lot of shoes and we usually price them on the high end, and then we start coming back to the market a little bit. So that's our strategy on them, and we usually do quite well. And when you get that higher end for those shoes, it's definitely worth picking them up. Let's drop down. The next one is a brand that we don't actually have in stock at the moment because we've sold out.
It's a good sign,
Live the Poupon. I hate cleaning shoes. Cool. All right, let's get on to the next brand. And this one is, that's not even, where is it?
What is it?
So Skechers Shape Ups. These are like a walking tone shoe. So they tone your calves and your muscles when you're walking.
And your butt.
We don't pick up a heap of these, but if they're in really good condition, as you can see, we've sold these for $49.95 before.
They sold very quickly.
So keep an eye out for Skechers Shape Ups. Reebok do a style as well, which I think are called Tone Ups. They can do quite well. You want to get them a little bit cheaper than the Skechers ones though. But definitely keep an eye out for Skechers. As I said, I don't have any left in stock at the moment, so I can't sort of run through what you want to be looking at those. But again, look at your strike hot spots, so the front and the outer of the foot on the toe. Look at those corners of the toe box to make sure they're not split. And also check the soles on those because they can sort of split around the seam, much like what Doc Martens do. So,
and if they have Velcro, open up the Velcro because I've been burnt before opening the Velcro and you realize it was never attached properly or it's got something in it you can't get out of it.
Yeah, and when you're listing them, don't put Velcro in the title.
Hook and loop.
Use hook and loop because if you use Velcro, you will get a Vero strike, and you don't want that. It's not a good time. Trust me, we've been there before, and it's not fun.
Look, Mama's saying no to Crocs. We've sold some Crocs.
We have. I don't like selling them, but Skechers is a good one. Mel has just dropped in. Thank you, Mel. Congratulations on your year on
Celliversary
today. That was a good stream, so thank you for that. You're missing out if you can get them cheap enough. Definitely.
Only certain styles. That's the important bit.
So Skechers is another one, more of a walking shoe. But definitely keep an eye out for Skechers.
The other Skechers I've sold is like just the little flats with the memory foam in them.
Yeah, you want to be picking up real cheap though, sort of under $5, I reckon.
Yeah, I think I got those ones for $2 at a garage sale, but they went in the next week that I listed them as well.
Yeah. All right, let's get rid of that one. Now, this next brand, me and Drew actually had a discussion about this brand the other day.
Oh.
Because I thought he was trying to say I was like one of those dads that wears like jeans and New Balance, white New Balance.
Sneakers and jeans.
But there are good styles of New Balance to sell. Again, I don't have any left in stock at the moment because they are all gone. And we only pick up specific ones. So let's share the screen on this one.
We're just going to share the screen.
New Balance women's Minimus Vibram sole.
Oh, these were so lightweight.
Lightweight
pink
nothing running
to
shoe.
them.
So you can see from the outer that they're a very lightweight shoe. I'll actually bring up the sole so you guys can have a look. So they've got that didn't work. So you can see on the sole there that they've got Vibram. So if you see anything with sort of Vibram on the sole, definitely look up comps because that is a really good sign of a quality item. These are in very good condition, these New Balance Minimus. So that's another brand that you guys should be looking at. Again, you want to be sort of checking that side of the toe box there. Also the front to make sure that's not peeling, not pilling. And with these, you can use that WX number to sort of comp them as well. So These are a size 10. They actually sold quite quickly for a 10 in women's. 10 for women's is sort of on the higher end, but they sold really well. So we sold them for $50. I think we took an offer in the end. So very happy to pick up Minimus. We don't see a lot of New Balance Minimus, but they do very well. So if you see New Balance Minimus.
And Andy's just saying that they also do a lot of collaborations.
Yeah, Vibram.
No, I believe that was
New Balance do a lot of collaborations as well as, and they can be some serious money.
I haven't seen any collabs.
The white New Balance and dad jeans, it is not in. They will never be in. I don't want to play that
Hey, you do you.
Leanne wears Converse or Vans. Connie's do all right as well sometimes. Sorry, I missed why you said not to write Velcro. So Velcro is on the Vero list, which is like a copyright infringement list that is run on eBay. And if you use that in your title, you'll get a strike and your item will be removed from eBay. If you relist that item with those same terminologies, you can actually get suspended. So do not use Velcro in any of your listings. It is one of the ones they are very hot on. We've had one occasion where we used it before we really understood, and it got removed within like
it's
2 days.
Pretty fast.
Yeah.
They're not up to date with a lot of that stuff, but Velcro they seem to crack down.
Have you been able to pick up and sell any Birkenstocks? We love Birkenstocks.
Love Birkenstocks. None in stock because
they all go very quickly.
Birkenstocks in stock.
But we don't find a lot either. So
I think we've found maybe like 4 or 5 pairs, and they usually sell for pretty good money within like a fortnight.
I love wearing New Balance, Vibram, and also Continental soles are worth looking at. Jazz is on point with a side joke. I know, right?
I don't know about that. I think our viewer count goes down every time.
Good to see you back on Thrift. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen Rob's new video, go check that out because he made me drool over some stuff.
I know. I want to go to a junkyard.
Very keen to do so. Question. I saw that Georgina has to go. No worries, G. Look after yourself. I'm sure we'll see you soon.
Thank you for coming.
Have you ever RA'd shoes? Yeah, we have RA'd shoes before.
A little bit.
We've done some Adidas and we did okay with them. We don't have a Nike outlet here, so we couldn't do that.
And it's hard to find RA where there's going to be any decent margin left, to be honest.
Yeah, especially here. There are places that you can do it. Mad Tatter sold a pair of New Balance and Bodega shoes last night. No box or anything, but rare.
Horrible looking.
They sold for almost $85. 85 pound, which is like $160. So that's huge.
Dang.
Huge. Being varied using the word Kevlar. Yes, that's
we've
another
started
one.
just saying lined.
Yeah. Most of the motorcycle guys
know
know what they're looking for, so don't use Kevlar either. That's another one that will get you in the shit list. They will put you on the shit list faster than you can say the word shit list. All right. So the next item we're going to move on to is some hiking shoes. We've got a couple examples that we've sold. What we're looking at. If you could only sell one brand of shoes for the rest of your life, what brand would it be? It'd be Iron Williams, I reckon, because these bad boys do really well for us. So I'm surprised we still have these ones in stock, actually. These ones are a little bit worn, but Iron Williams fly out the door. Either that or Doc Martens, I'd say.
Tossing up between Doc Martens and Birkenstocks.
Birks fly.
Because I never feel bad selling Birkenstocks because I don't like them. So I'm just like, give me the money.
All right, let's share this one. So the next brand that we are going to talk about.
Is it Merrell's?
Yeah, it is Merrell.
Oh, maybe I'll change my answer to Merrell.
Merrell do very well for us. So Merrell is a very good hiking brand. These ones are in insane condition. So
good.
The ones we sold there, I think we sold for $50 in the end. We would have picked them up for about 8 to 12 is usually our price point on those. Again, Merrell have Vibram soles. Let's see if we've got any good pictures on here. They were a pretty basic pair, though.
They were probably the worst pair of Merrells, actually.
And we still got $50 from them. So let's get rid of that one and we'll bring the ones up we got in our hand.
Buy bad Merrells.
So
hello, good Merrells. These ones are actually Gore-Tex.
These are a women's Gore-Tex, which is another really good thing to look for.
Gore-Tex Vibram combo.
Gore-Tex is like a water-resistant upper, so it prevents water seeping into the shoe, which is great for hiking when you're doing like waterfalls and stuff
Brad's
like
in
that.
full salesman mode.
I'm just trying to share what I know about shoes. I don't know everything, but I know some brands pretty well.
We'll start bidding it.
So again, Vibram sole, which is a great sign on a hiking boot. There's a lot of brands that use Vibram soles, Garmont, Merrell, Kain as well. I've seen some other ones I can't think off the top of my head, but there is probably about
North Face.
North Face sometimes have Vibram. There's probably about 6 or 7 brands that we see reasonably regularly that will have the Vibram sole on them. So Vibram is a very good thing to be looking out for on shoes.
Put that in the title.
Gore-Tex upper will pump the price up on these. I'm not even sure what we got these listed for, but
I don't know
very
either.
good condition. The only sort of strike points you want to be a little bit careful of is in the heel. That one's got a little bit of flattening, but not enough to make it like undesirable. And again, like the toe point. The other thing that you want to be careful on with these is if any of these stubs have broken off on rocks and stuff like that.
Oh, jeez.
Because obviously if you're hiking, you're probably going under some pretty uneven. And yeah, Merrell sell really well for us. The other brand that you want to be looking for out is Kain, because they're very similar in style and they do very well. So we usually get anywhere from sort of 45 up to 70, 75 on some of the Merrells and Kains. So keep an eye out for Kain. Really good hiking shoe. If you get the high ones, they're even better because they give you that ankle protection as well. So
that's what you want, some good ankle protection when you're bush bashing.
An eye out for your Kains and your Merrells because they will do well for you all day long. All right, next up, we actually have some Reeboks. Now, I don't have any of these specific types of Reeboks in stock, but I do have another pair of Reeboks, which is another good one to talk about. So let's bring up the share screen quickly first.
I don't think DBG's heard the term bush bashing.
Bush bash. That is a very Australian terminology, and it means hiking because you're bashing the bush. Which probably just sounds just as bad as what she was already thinking. So these are a very unique looking shoe. These ones are Reebok Zinc Nano running shoes.
Nano, squiggly shoes.
So you can see those soles are really weird. They're like, I don't even know. They're like a zigzag. These are in very good condition. Keep an eye out for the Zig Nanos because they do sell quite well. We sold this one for $69.95. They weren't in perfect condition, but they were quite good. I just did a little bit of a cleanup on the sole.
I think we might have actually settled on 60 for those.
Oh, we took an offer?
I think that was actually on an offer.
Nice.
Still pretty good.
So keep an eye out for Zig Nanos. They're probably one of the better styles in Reeboks. But another one that you really want to keep an eye out for is your Reebok CrossFit shoes. So Reebok Nanos are very hot in CrossFit. So I had attempted to do CrossFit for a little while and failed miserably and almost died. But they have a very unique sole. So they're made to grip on like...
You have a unique sole.
You're on fire tonight.
Can't stop.
They have a very unique sole because they grip on like gym surfaces, like that fake turf surfacing as well. Because a lot of those sort of gyms where you're pushing weight and stuff like that have that sort of surfacing. Nanos go... depending on the condition, anywhere from about 45 up to 60 as well. These are quite a nice pair, size 9.5, so they shouldn't take too long to move at all. Good condition. Again, you want to be really careful on the outer of these because that's where all the pressure goes through the shoe. And also checking these parts of the shoes to see if they're worn because a lot of the time on CrossFit shoes, you will be pushing out on that outer. And also check that underside of the ankle as well.
Carriage.
So Reebok Nanos, keep an eye out for these. Usually pick them up for about $8 to $10 as well. Condition obviously will dictate that, but Reebok Nanos are ones you want to be looking out for.
DBG, I've made myself a hot toddy. It's a cloudy apple with some old fortified, warmed on the stove.
That's just killing it. The one time you make a word longer than it needs to be. I know, right?
Never happens.
That's frightening.
Let's go bush bashing. Cara, I'll go bush bashing.
Hang on. Jazz is killing it. Still alive to tell the horrific tale of CrossFit.
Yeah, it doesn't sound
It was
fun.
more. It was more of the high intensity. I don't even know what they call it, HIIT.
Yeah.
And I
You
did
were doing
like
good.
4 or 5 sessions. The first one, I literally almost spewed 3 times,
Yeah.
and I came home white.
Yeah.
The next session, I was getting better. When we moved, I stopped doing it because it's nowhere near me now.
You were getting better fast, though.
Yeah, that HIIT stuff is hectic. If you want to get fit quick, try HIIT. You'll probably die the first few times. But
get fit quick, try HIIT.
Reebok pumps are awesome, and then vintage Reebok. Yeah, so the Reebok pumps, are more of a basketball shoe. We do sell basketball shoes. Nikes. We don't find Reebok pumps barely ever. Jordans are hot as at the moment because the new Michael Jordan
Thanks,
Netflix series flying out. We're going to go through some comps at the last bit, so stick around for that to look at what is selling at the moment, so you guys can get a hot tip. Has Jazz been drinking? I've
already told her what I'm drinking. Catch up.
Cup's full of whiskey. Watch out for them RS. Whoa! I see what you did there. So another brand of hiking shoes that you guys should keep an eye out for is North Face. Again,
we don't find these a lot.
Yeah, we don't find North Face very often. These
Gore-Tex.
ones have the Gore-Tex, which is a good sign. So if you ever see Gore-Tex, like I said before, that's something you want to be looking out for. These had Vibram soles as well, so they're hitting 2 of those key examples straight off the bat. They were slightly worn, had been used. You can sort of see by the wear and the sole there. But we try and just take like really consistent pictures so people can see all the wear patterns, can see all the parts of the shoe that are potentially going to wear down, so that they can get a very good idea of what they're buying before they even get it. So we don't get very many returns. The only time we get returns on shoes is because it's the wrong size.
Doesn't fit.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest issue we have, and that happens probably 1 out of every 30, 40 pairs of shoes we sell, I'd say. Probably even less than that, to be honest. So keep an eye out for North Face. Again, not one we find very often, but North Face is one that will sell for you quite well.
The North Face for your feet.
This next one is one of my favorite brands to find. And these go for crazy money.
I know what it is.
I don't find them very often, but when I do, I snatch them off the shelf faster.
Then he comes running. Look what I found.
So Salomon, Salomon, Salomon. They do running shoes. They do hiking shoes. These are sort of a bit of a cross. They've got more of a running style lace, but they had a pretty strong grip pattern. Salomon do crazy good. I think we ended up taking off of 85 on these ones. Very
we have
good
them listed
condition.
for?
$99.
$99.
We've sold Solomons for over $100 before in used condition. So definitely keep an eye out for Salomon. They're a great brand to sell. I don't have any left in stock because I believe we're sold out of them. If I do, we've only just picked up a new pair. So Salomon are a great style. You can tell what they are by usually around that sort of part there. There will be a name. So that one's like XA Pro Ultra, I think it is, just from looking at it. XA Pro Ultra Contra Grip. And yeah, you can make some serious money off of Salomon shoes. So
if only we found those every day, huh?
Yeah, they're not as prevalent as like some of the other brands, but if you do find them.
62 people watching.
Thanks everyone for coming. Really appreciate that. Here we go. What would you pay on average for a pair of shoes in an op shop?
It's creeping up, unfortunately.
Probably around 10.
I was going to say like 12.
Yeah, 10 or 12 probably at the moment.
We buy a lot of like the hiking and the boots.
And we buy a lot of like really good quality
Big
Doc
stuff.
Martens. Doc Martens will pay up for. Like I think I paid like $45 on these ones.
We've regularly paid $30 to $40 for dogs, so that brings our average up quite a chunk.
Yeah, they sell for really good money, which we will show shortly as well. So let's get rid of that. What we're going to do is I'll show you a couple other brands that we sell really well, and then we'll go into some comps of stuff that's selling right now on eBay for over $45. So what we've done is we've set up a search for men's and then one for women's. We've filtered it by used, sold, and over $45. So that's a really good way for you to sort of learn brands that are selling at the moment for over $45 in used condition, which is probably what you're going to find in a thrift store. You're probably not going to get lucky enough to find too many brand new styles in thrift stores. We have come across a couple, but usually you're going to find good pre-owned condition, and a lot of the time crap pre-owned condition, and you're going to leave those. So that's why it's so important to check those points on the shoe to make sure that, you know, they're still in good condition and you can sell them. Yeah, North face.
The North feet.
The North feet for your feet. How many item specifics do you add for shoes? Listed some today, and they wanted weird width measurement, etc.
I do not put that in. I let people ask if they want an extra measurement.
Yeah, some shoes will actually have it in there. Like these ones don't. A lot of the New Balance will have like D, E, and all that sort of stuff. So you can put that in there. It's not important to do that because unless it's like, usually if it's a weirder size, it will say what the size is in there. If it's a sort of regular width, then they won't bother putting it in. So
I do the size in as many as I can. So it'll be, you know, Australian, US, UK, European, what it's made of, any
extras,
special attributes,
Vibram,
is it waterproof,
Gore-Tex, color, like type, running shoe, hiking, all that sort of stuff. We'll sometimes put the coding in the title because some people search by that as well.
Yeah, MPN's good to have if it's like some awesome Nike that's people might actually search by the code. Not a lot of the time will people search by the code.
Salomon ski staff. Yeah, I've seen like one Salomon boot and it was broken. But if it wasn't broken, I definitely would have picked it up.
Mrs. Carabot's bookshelf. That's a wicked name.
You would be keen to go there. I have a pair of Salomon women sitting in my cupboard right now. I might have to list them.
I've started listing all sorts of stuff from around the house.
Your mum found a pair for $3 that she keeps for herself.
Yes, Mum.
We will bring those docs back in a second DVG. We have some pretty awesome docs in our store at the moment, and we do sell through them. So, hey, Beck, thanks for popping in. And hi, Mummy Monkey 32. Thanks for popping in as well.
Appreciate it.
Megan's here. I'm not sure if we spotted her earlier or not. Best products for cleaning. We will get into that, Drew.
Asked, sir.
I swear most of the time Drew's actually in my head. I don't know how, but he somehow manages to preempt it. Robin is watching us over on Facebook. So thank you, Robin. We are live on YouTube as well. So if you get bored over at Facebook, jump over to YouTube and hang out with us in the chat there.
Legend.
We've got a few more styles that we sell quite regularly to show you.
We're at 42 minutes. Go.
I'm trying.
These people need to live their lives.
RM Williams, obviously boots, crazy good comps on RM Williams boots.
This is an example of a Cuban heel.
Cuban heel will do quite well. You want to be looking at things on the shoe like how stretched the elastic is. So this one's probably borderline for us, but we have sold ones worse than this.
Oh, we've sold ones way worse.
They do get worn, but people actually replace this elastic because they're such a good boot. They last quite long, and people also get them resold, which is just crazy, really. RM Williams boots, we rarely have these in stock for longer than sort of 3 to 4 weeks. So
this one's been kicking around for a while.
Yeah, these ones had a bit of leather damage on them, so they've been sitting out in the sun. We tried to clean them up quite well. You can kind of just see that leather damage, a little bit of splitting.
But I mean, we've even sold RM Williams that had like a chunk of the sole missing.
Because you can get them resold.
And yeah, they bought them for like pretty good money with the intention of having them repaired.
All right.
jump right.
I'm trying.
Maybe people want to hang out for 2 hours. I don't know.
Timberland are great. They sort of do hiking, but they also do a lot of casual as well. These are more of a casual style, even though they look like a hiking boot. Be careful. Timberlands are
super faked.
You can usually tell by the weight in Timberlands if they are real or not. You want to be looking for this logo on the actual shoe and usually on the inside of the sole as well.
All monogrammed.
And underneath Timberland as well. So you can usually tell by the tread on these if they're real or not. The fake ones have really really
fake ones
cheap,
look so fake.
They have really cheap bottoms, and you can just kind of tell by the feel of them.
Hold it,
they
feel
don't
it,
look right.
Don't sniff
Once you get a pair of real Timberlands, you'll be able to tell Timberlands. You'll be able to see the difference. So keep an eye out for Timberlands. We don't find them a lot. The ones that are like the camel color, like the browns and stuff, will sell really quick. These are pretty unique.
Shout out Beck from Game on Couple, who let me know this is a dusty pink.
There you go.
I've added that into the title.
They're dope.
They're so good. I'm surprised that these are still with us. We've probably priced them astronomically.
Do you think with the current economic climate that there will be more people turning their hand to reselling as a financial lifeline? If that happens, do you think that will affect the supply of price op shops?
Yes and no.
Yeah, definitely. I think more people will be trying it out. Reselling is not easy though, and it's not for the faint-hearted. Jesus.
Or haunted.
Haunted. So yeah, there might be a flood of people coming in, but I don't think that everyone will survive.
Or enjoy it.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, is enjoying it, because reselling takes a lot of work, a lot of
and it's
researching.
Not always quick money, especially when you're just starting. So if people are starting because they need quick money right now, I think they will turn to something else.
Yeah, definitely. And I think there's going to be a lot of stock around after all this goes down, because there's going to be a lot of shops that close, unfortunately. There's going to be a lot of like stock that's not even relevant because of the season has changed and they haven't been able to sell it. A lot of people are cleaning the house out and donating to places.
Yep.
So, yeah, definitely very much.
Robin's been volunteering.
For our homeless veterans food pantry. That's awesome, Robin.
That's amazing.
Hold it, feel it, don't sniff it. Genuine Tims have the soles stitched and glued, and fakes often have fake stitching. Yeah, molded.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Always sniff it.
No, never sniff it.
Don't sniff it.
Glad I could provide some advice. Oh,
Word.
Lordy.
Lol. All right.
Get rich quick.
I'll save
Not
the
doing this.
Doc Martens for last, and then we'll do some comps. So the next item, which
we touched on.
These, I don't understand why these sell so well, but these are Kain, like, I don't know why they call them waterproof, because they have freaking massive holes in them. Like, it says waterproof there. But what it means is this material is waterproof. It has a really fat toe guard. So these are kind of like designed for like walking through really shallow sort of water when you're hiking and stuff like that. And it's got the toe guard so you don't smash your toe on a rock.
You do not want to do that.
Again, you want to be looking at soles for any chunks missing or anything like that, because again, in the water, sharp rocks, often chunks can be missing. You want to make sure that these are still attached to the base quite well. There's no splitting in the seams, and just generally overall condition, I suppose.
When I'm leaving these behind in the op shop, it's always because I've been like gouged with something.
Yeah. Reef shoes, as Rob is saying, that's a good call. Jump.
Kains are creepy. You're creepy.
Reef fishing shoes. Yeah, they use them for reef as well.
They're sexy if you wear them with white socks. Cheers, DVG. Got the tips.
There we go. So keep an eye out for these. These usually don't get priced up very much. So I picked up pairs of these for like $4 to $5. And I think we sold a pair recently for $55. I think these ones are up for $50. But we'll get anywhere from that $40 to $60 range on these, depending on condition, sizing, and
etc.
Yeah, style. Last pair of shoes that I have to show you before we jump onto some comps are Doc Martens. Now, these are an absolutely stunning pair of Doc Martens.
Beautiful.
We sell Doc Martens all the time. We do pay up for them. They know what they've got at the op shops when they have Doc Martens. The ones made in England sell better. However, the ones that are made in China still sell for us for very good money. So, as I said, we don't mind paying up for Doc Martens.
These ones you can sniff. They smell like beautiful leather.
They do smell good.
Yeah, it's good.
So, again, I'll pay up to sort of 40, even a little bit more on some Docs if I know they're going to sell really well. The ones that fly out for us are the really high, like 14 eyelet ones.
Yeah.
They sell really quick. These are almost new condition, I'd say. Like, they don't even look like they've been worn. That's how good they are.
Look at that oil resistant sole.
There are some brands that fake are Doc Martens, but what you want to be looking for on Doc Martens is this little tag that says air.
You've never read it before, have you?
Air with soles bouncing. So, and the orange stitching, yellow stitching, there are some that are grey and black. But be careful, because that's not always an indication. There are brands that replicate that quite poorly, but don't just go off that. Make sure you're looking at the whole shoe together to make sure it is authentic.
Style code and size is usually stamped on the inside of the tongue, and it does rub off pretty easily, which is
You're not going to be able to
balls.
see that very well, but you can just sort of make out. It's usually stamped on there. It does rub off. Airwalk, yes.
They're so pretty.
So you want to keep that in mind. The parts that you want to keep an eye out for in Doc Martens is actually where the stitching hits, because over time, this breaks down and you'll sometimes get splitting between the upper and the outer sole. So keep an eye out for that stitching pattern. Make sure there's no splits in that. You can do a bit of a flex test on these as well, because they're pretty rigid. If you get any splitting through the sole, then probably leave them alone. But that is one of our favorite brands to sell.
And people love these when they're new, and they love them when they're really worn in.
Yeah.
When you start to think like they look daggy and damaged. If it doesn't have actual damage, it's still good to go.
Jazz always finds a doc. She does. She's
Love
smashing.
the docs.
Airwalk. But yeah, you want to keep out for tag and that sort of stitching patterns. Probably two big giveaways. Leather upper is a good one as well.
I'm thinking of so many others now. Like we've sold steel cap shoes for workwear. We've sold the toe shoes for like canoeing and stuff. Rob at VHS Thrifter wants to find some authentic clown shoes, and I think if he finds them, they're going to be money. I suspect most of your ideas of sourcing is from Ali and Ryan.
I think there's certain things
varies.
we've taken from them, but Australia has different styles and different brands. So
Yeah.
we've had to learn a lot of these brands of our own. Like they don't have R.M. Williams over there as prominent as we do. I haven't seen them pick up a heap of the Reebok Nanos. Hoka 1-1, I've seen them pick up once
But
or
in the
twice.
sense that they probably pick up shoes that are like for specific things like we do, like hiking, workwear, things when people are jumping online to search for we sold a Bible.
Nice.
To search for a shoe for a specific activity that they're doing. So we probably have picked that up from
we've
them.
definitely learned from what they do for
Yeah.
sure. No doubt about that.
100%.
Look, I'm not going to lie. I didn't think I learned this much in an hour. Well, I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Top stream. Thank you, Mad Tata Andy. Clown shoes for
Footwear.
Rob. And Drew wants some tap shoes.
Oh, tap shoes would be cool. We do have bowling shoes. We've sold some wheelies.
Yeah, we sold some random stuff. Firefighting boots in the right brand.
Firefighting boots.
Crazy expensive.
Yeah.
We sold a pair for $199 at one point. I can't remember what the brand was, but it was insane.
Nice.
You can usually tell them because they'll have like FR, fire retardant, and fire resistant, depending on the brand, on them somewhere. They'll usually have a zip and laces because they want to be able to get them on and off real quick. And they'll usually be quite high and quite heavy.
Super heavy. They're
so
great.
Keep an eye out for that.
Oh, we've also sold Ariat. Sorry. Ariat and Twisted X.
Twisted X is a very good one. Ugg boots.
Yeah, Ugg boots are pretty decent money. We found one pair in the op shop that was in really good shape, and I'm wearing them right now. They're mine.
Oh, they were Oliver's. That's right. They were Oliver's.
Yeah.
Thank you, most pleased, chef.
Oh, legend.
Motorcycle boots have been sweet for us. Yeah.
Beautiful.
We haven't found a lot of motorcycle boots actually, but yeah, it's definitely one to
Motorcycle
keep
gear
out.
in general
We've even
has been
sold
good for us.
ski boots, which is insane to find in
yeah.
Australia. So definitely clown shoes are the new bolo, and now I want
Pointy jester shoes.
That's awesome. All right, let's jump into some recent solds on eBay. We'll do the men's running shoes first. So this is purely running. We can't go through all different ranges at the moment because it would be here for hours, but let's do running and then we'll do women's running as well. So these are used running shoes that have sold on eBay over, I think it's the last 90 days for over $45.
Mum has a beautiful pair of white leather ice skates. They're from an op shop. Oh my God.
All right, guys, hoping you can see that. Yes, you should have that there. Sweet. So as you can see here, there's a whole different range of styles, brands. Mizuno is another one. You do have to be careful with Mizuno because some of them don't sell for great money and some do. So look at specific styles. The Wade Creation is a good one. I did have another one a while back that I actually had when I was at the store, and I can't remember what the style was, but
Oh, come on, mate.
they were high end. So what else do we have here? On
Puma.
Cloud, I've never seen. So that's an interesting brand.
I've never actually. I think I've seen Ali and Ryan pick them up though.
Brooks is one that we probably need to get better versed in, because some of the Brooks shoes go for very good money. You can see this was actually on an auction, which we don't like to do auctions, but they sold for $57 for a used Brooks shoe. So let's jump in and see that one, shall we? Oh, that's not going to let us.
Nope.
All right. Well,
Denied.
Scratch that. We'll just go back.
Decent.
Hoka 1-1. So Hoka Arahi is another good one. Nikes we have sold before. Nike have a few styles. Vomero, Pegasus are probably the two that you want to be looking for in running shoes. They do make some other ones that are worth picking up. Nike Freeze sometimes are worth picking up if they're in really good condition. Comfort shoes is great, as Kara is saying, definitely. That's a style that we don't pick up a lot of.
Oh, Kara could talk for another hour about just comfort shoes.
Brooks Beast
does very well.
Is another one that is very good. Keep an eye out for Brooks Beast. I think I did see some comps here on Brooks Beast earlier today when I was having a looking. So you can see free runs there, $60. Brooks again. So Brooks is definitely one that we need to pay more attention to. As I was saying, for some New Balance shoes, those are, I think they're probably almost new by looking at them. Nike Flyknit, Under Armour, again, like a CrossFit shoe. Brooks, again, Hoka 1-1. So you can sort of see the same sort of brands repeating themselves here. Brooks, Hoka, Nike, Asics, Mizuno, there's another one, Paradox, bit of Adidas, Brooks again, Under Armour. So you can kind of get a good idea by just looking through comps, what is sold. I always put 45 plus because I know that we're going to be picking stuff up for about $10 and I want at least $45 out of that. So I always go 45 plus, get a good idea, scroll through, just look at those brands like Salomon. We've been talking about those. Nike, Brooks again. So that kind of gives you an idea of what's selling currently on eBay for around that $50 plus mark. And most of these brands will sell for that pretty regularly if you get the right style. So do yourself a favor, do a quick search on sold listings, used, pre-owned, over 45 bucks, and you will probably be surprised how many brands are out there that you can make money on. All right, let's jump into women's because I know we're
show me the ladies
running sort of a little bit overtime here, and we do have a bit more to get through. Women's running shoes, so same sort of deal. Very similar brands. You've got your Asics Keanos there, which we've spoken about. Really good brand. Brooks Glycerin. So again, Brooks Saucony is a surprise to me.
What the heck is that?
I do see Saucony, but when I used to work in the sports store, Saucony was sort of a lower end brand to me, I felt like anyway. But they obviously sell for some good money. There's some On Cloud again. I've never seen them.
I've never seen it. I'll keep an eye out though.
Bolo for sure. Some more Sauconys, which is interesting. Gel Nimbus, which is what we spoke about before as well. Definitely worth keeping an eye out for. You can sort of see these are all very sort of similar brands. Under Armour, Asics, Ultra is another one that I haven't seen out before, but should be on the lookout for. Some Adidas. What else we got? Nike Luna, yeah. There's a bunch of different Nike Lunas, so if you find them, look them up. I don't think you're going to find them in a thrift store. If you do, you'll be very lucky. Hoka 1-1 again. Brooks, Nike Women's, Tangent running shoe. There's a New Balance, Nike Free. So you can kind of see a bit of a pattern there of the brands that are kind of like consistently selling well on eBay for over sort of 50 bucks. And that's kind of where we want to be on shoes, unless we can get them very cheap for less than that sort of price. So yeah, it's pretty interesting to see what sells and what changes over time. So keep an eye on that.
I guarantee if we do this in 6 months, it'll have whatever's new that's been released.
David's dropped in. Thank you, David. Good to see you.
Always good to see David.
They're a UK brand. That's interesting. I hadn't seen them before. Pink one. I stopped trying to remember out brands. If there isn't too much wear and price, it's good. Yeah, I think you do have to be careful. Like there's some brands out there that just don't sell. It doesn't matter how good condition they are in. So I think it's worth learning a few brands, even if it's just Asics, and maybe like, I don't know, another Kain. Maybe take 5 in with you, and see if you can pick those 5, because they're probably the ones that you want to be looking at. Let's catch up. Looks like DBG is heading out. Thank you, Leanne, for dropping in. Appreciate you coming.
Catch you later. Thank you.
A good rule is go by the rule.
Horrible sells if it's super ugly.
For sure. All right, let's get into some of our products we use for cleaning.
Oh yeah, I buried them.
Cleaning
a bunch
shoes
of vids. Haven't seen your name before.
Pretty regular. Thanks for popping in a bunch of vids. So we sort of have a little cleaning kit that we use pretty regularly, which consists of a few things. So we have like a microfiber towel that gets used, as you can see, for everything. We have a really good fine hair brush. That's actually an Aquila one that I have for my work shoes, but we use it on leathers to give them a nice clean once we've put some of the polish on. There is method to the way you have to do this, and depending on what you're doing, on how you need to use these products. This is a really good one to get. It is called
You cannot catch the camera tonight.
Angelus Easy Cleaner, and you can use this on suede, leather, buck, rubber, linen, Gore-Tex, nylon, satin, canvas, plastic, and vinyl.
Yeah, so I think that's the best one we've found so far.
This is a really good cleaning product. So you just apply a little bit of this to your microfiber cloth, clean up the affected area. Affected area.
All right, mate.
And then if it's a leather, you want to make sure that you give it a good waterproofer / mink oil conditioner.
G'day, Ben.
Because if you don't use this on leather after you've used this, they will
goes dry.
Yeah, and it will dry out the leather. So make sure you get yourself some mink oil to fix up those leather shoes. That's what we did to those RM Williams to make them better. And then we've also got a couple different colors of the shoe wax. So we've got black, and we've also got a neutral for the ones that are neutral.
That's super technical, Drew. It's funny. I love with the leather hiking shoes as well, just giving them a bit of a condition. And
with that
darkens leather and softens it up
it just
again.
brings it back to life. This stuff is like amazing. It's just like a white, like really soft oil, and it just sinks into that leather and brings it back to life. So anything with leather, use your mink oil. Clean them up first with your easy cleaner. Give them a bit of a wipe over. Chuck some mink oil on it. Then put your wax on the shoe.
Don't use your beard oil, Rob.
And then give them a good scrub them with your brush to bring out the naturalness of the leather.
Yeah, give it a buff.
They're probably 4 or 5 of the items that we use all the time.
Does that cleaner get the black Sharpie price off of the soles?
No.
It depends.
Very rarely.
That Sharpie sinks the hell in, and you might have to.
There's a few things that I've seen people use, like nail polish remover, like that Goo Gone stuff, but depends on what the sole's made out of.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really hard. There's been a couple pairs we haven't been able to get it out of. I've seen people use toothpaste, but
there was one pair of Doc Martens where they'd written on the oil-resistant sole in Sharpie, it sunk through, and I ended up just getting a Sharpie and going back over it, and it just had 2 spots on the soles.
I do want to show you guys a quick listing tip for shoes as well, and then we might go really quickly into shipping. So these are the pair of RM Williams. Now, you can see when they're like that, they don't look really great for photography. You can use like a pool noodle or something to shove in there.
Yeah, Mel said that this morning. I think she uses a pool noodle.
But
I use whatever paper
you just
I
use
have.
paper, shove it in there, and
Just
it looks
shove it.
like 10 times better than this one that doesn't have any crap in it.
Gives them a bit of stability.
Gives them a better shape. You can use this on a lot of shoes that don't have shape. Obviously, if it's like a Timberland, it probably doesn't really need it.
Don't worry about it, mate.
But some of the running shoes to get that sort of the tongue up.
Especially women's boots that are like a mid kind of height that just flop over.
Yeah, so a lot of the time the tongue won't sort of stick up properly, so you can shove a bit of paper under there. We like to tuck in the laces so it looks nice and clean when you take a photograph. That doesn't look clean.
This was a terrible example, but tuck the laces in for sure.
And if you got paper on top of that, you'll sort of be able to face it out. We always do right facing, so I don't know which way that's facing for you guys, but right facing, and we have them staggered, so one behind a little way and the other one in front, and then we'll take photos of the toe, the sole, the inside of the heel,
basically all the pictures you just saw.
Yeah, and just any of the key points on the shoe. So definitely make sure you're taking really good photos of shoes, because you don't want any returns, especially because they are sort of more expensive to ship. Now with shipping, we will usually grab, let's pretend we're shipping these. So we'll usually shove some paper in there just to make sure they hold their shape in shipping. We'll give them a bubble wrap all the way around, so both shoes.
Yeah, I'll fold it over one and then put the next shoe in, so it's got bubble wrap between them and around them. Yeah,
so then we'll just slide that into a probably large satchel. That one would be maybe a medium.
I'd get that in a small for sure.
Okay, small, there you go. And that'll sort of protect them from squashing too much and getting damaged. It protects the outers, protects any rubbing or anything like that. If they're a better quality shoe, like a Doc Marten, we may put them in a box with like paper around it and on the inside, so they don't get squashed and damaged, and it looks a bit better for the buyer. And we always include like a thank you card, so they know that we're thankful for their purchase.
And if there's any problems, to contact us. Don't just leave negative feedback.
Yeah,
just so get in touch with us if there's any issues.
Pool noodles are good for knee highs. Yeah, we don't buy a lot of knee highs. We buy a lot of running, hiking, stuff like that, and we find the paper works quite well. And you can kind of mold it a bit better, because some shoes don't really fit that pool noodle shape and it might look a bit odd. So with paper, you can kind of like shove it and it kind of looks a bit better.
Scrunch it to the right shape, you reckon?
If you want to use pool noodles, they will definitely peel noodles. Straight to the peel room.
Straight to the pool.
They will definitely work as well. So I know Mel talked a little bit about that this morning, so I won't go too much into that. If you guys have any questions about shoes, let's drop them in now before we head off.
There's a lot of shoe talk.
I hope that has given you guys some ideas about the next time the op shops are open, what shoes you can be looking out for.
I just want to get out there.
What styles are going to sell well, what brands, and what are those little key features that you're looking for. So my probably top tip for the top tips for the night, Vibram Sole, look them up. If you see Vibram Sole on anything, look it up.
Or Gore-Tex.
Gore-Tex is another really good one. And do a bit of research. So spend half an hour going through sole comps in like hiking shoes, running shoes, stuff like that, and you will learn really quickly. So I think shoes is one of the categories that we make a really good profit on. Sometimes they are slower selling depending on sizing, but if you can nail the sizing, they will fly out the door really quickly. So
and when we had those really, really long size
15? I think they were 18s.
Size 18. I couldn't even get it in an extra large satchel.
Yeah, one thing we didn't touch on a lot tonight was basketball shoes. They do sell quite well, but specific styles again. So maybe a bit of a homework for you guys. Go and check out.
Oh God, don't give homework.
Go and check out basketball.
No one will ever come back again.
Go and check out basketball shoes in your own time, because they will make you some money.
Brad's been very passionate about this shoe talk.
I used to sell shoes for a living.
We can tell. Drew saying jeans next Tuesday.
I guess we could, yeah. I probably don't have as much to say about jeans as I do about shoes, but I'm happy to share with what you know.
We could chat jeans.
Thanks a million. See you soon. Thanks for dropping in, Corin. Good to see you. Thanks very much, Brad and Jazz. Great video. Oh. How do you source boxes?
From everywhere.
Yeah, so a good one is like Bunnings, because they have them at the front there. We just like go in when we're buying like bubble wrap or whatever we're buying at the time.
But anything that gets posted to us, we're keeping the box. If you walk through our CBD, not that we've done that recently, but if you walk through our CBD on a particular day every week, all the retail stores are throwing out their boxes and you can just go take them.
Currently doing some listings, just hit so similar. One of your items going just undercut.
Undercut away,
you would,
my man.
You would. David has to pop off. No worries. Thank you, David. Really appreciate you coming in.
We love seeing you here.
Happy birthday for the other day as well. I don't know if it's today or yesterday, depending on where you are.
Birthday.
Happy birthday. Size 18 is getting on for clown shoes. Yeah, they were basketball shoes.
Next level.
Yes, jeans next week, please.
Meeting's down for jeans.
All right, we can do jeans. You guys should definitely also talk to Cara about shoes because she does a lot of women's stuff, a lot of comfort shoes. She knows that market very well. So that's probably why we haven't talked about them a lot tonight, because we know the basics of comfort shoes, but she knows.
We couldn't talk for an hour about comfort shoes. Cara totally could.
Butt box. You want to hear me say butt box?
Give the people what they want.
Well, thank you everyone for coming. I think we had 50 to 60 all the way through. So
That's
we really
wicked.
appreciate everyone spending their Tuesday night with us. If you have a request for something that you would like us to do on one of these Tuesday nights, like jeans or, I don't know, jackets or something like that,
Let us know. We have a lot of Tuesdays scheduled.
Leave us a comment below if you like it. If you guys could leave us a big thumbs up for tonight, we'd really appreciate that. It would help this video get out to more people, and hopefully some more people can learn a bit about shoes and make some extra money for themselves.
Thrifty Pixie said hit her up on Insta for shoe talk. It's Thrifty Pixie 1.
Yes.
Hot tip.
There you go. Don't forget to be good and leave a thumb. Thank you very much. Great live. Thanks, great live. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Flipper. Thanks, Kaz.
Do spandex, please. I think that would be your speciality, Rob.
We'll be getting Rob on to talk spandex.
You've probably got a bit more understanding than us in that.
Layering.
Yeah, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't, and check us out on Instagram. We're over there as well, Tawsy Thrifters. And yeah, we're happy to help wherever we can. So DM us if you have any questions about shoes.
Ties and bandanas. I don't know my bandanas.
I have done ties before, but I'm not great on them. But we can all learn.
Yeah, that's the thing. We'll just come on here and look up comps and we'll learn with you.
Jeans would be great. All right, maybe we'll do jeans next week.
That's 3 votes for jeans.
Maybe we'll get some jeans stuff happening. Thanks, guys. Good to catch up.
Plenty of soul here tonight.
Oh, soul brother. All right, guys. Thank you for chilling with us. Sorry about Jazzy's humor tonight.
Yeah.
She's been throwing it out left, right,
Sorry in
center.
advance for any attempted jokes in the future.
Yeah, we will see you next time on Tawsy Thrifters. Have a great night.
Be
Stay
kind.
safe. Yeah, and be kind to each other.
Yeah, be nice.
All right, guys. See ya.
Night.